All right, Beer Night followers. This is episode 23 of Beer Night. This is the movies and TV shows segment. We talk about what movies or TV shows we have been watching lately. We watch, you listen to what we have been watching. That's my greatest tagline ever.
You have a skull behind you right there? What is that?
What? Yeah, there's a little light up skull. It's
Oh,
Halloween
it's very
edition.
Halloweeny.
Halloween edition of Beer Night. You got someone here sitting fucking waiting fucking forever on the toilet.
He's sitting on the can. Look at
Sitting
that.
on the can.
Yeah, okay.
Waiting forever, just chilling, Little skull here.
Beer
little
here.
beer there. Beer here, It's Beer Night. This is what we do. This is what everyone does, right? When you're sitting around drinking beer with buddies, you talk shit, you talk sports, movies, music, TV shows, whatever. This is the movies and TV shows
That's
that we're
the
doing.
entire premise for our show.
Exactly. Who would have thunk that this would be the thing we do? What have we been watching lately? Chris, you know what? What have you been watching lately? Should I go first or you go first?
You go first.
Me go first?
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of shit. So
Go first.
I mean, it's been 4 or 5 months the last time we saw each other.
Yeah.
I think this segment's going an hour long. We'll try not to, but I'm gonna start off is Halloween edition with a sci-fi horror on Hulu. No One Will Save You. If you have Hulu, watch this fucking movie now.
It's a movie.
It's a
not
movie.
A show. Okay.
It's a movie.
I know this movie. No One Will Save You. I know that.
No One Will Save You. Now, right? No One Will Save You. It's a sci-fi alien abduction movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll give you a little bit of spoilers. And the spoiler is there's no dialogue in this movie. At all. A little bit at the end, but it's for a purpose. Other than that, there's no fucking dialogue.
That's kind of cool. I like
and
it.
I was like, holy shit. It's so good. It is so good. It is fantastic. There's a lot of facials, there's a lot of like, oh my god moments. No dialogue. I'm like, how do you do a movie with no dialogue? That's how you do it.
I mean,
with that movie.
It's been done, but
it's been done, yeah. Not really I can think of anything, but
one that immediately comes to mind.
What comes to mind? No
Wall-E.
doubt. Wall-E?
What immediately comes to mind.
All right, there. Horror, sci-fi, alien abduction, not some Disney bullshit.
No,
or Pixar.
not
Sorry,
Disney.
it's Pixar.
Pixar. Please clarify. Yes.
Pixar.
Not the fucking Little Mermaid.
No. The remake, whatever it is. Great fucking movie. Watch this movie. You seriously have to. I know you don't like horror movies, but I know you like sci-fi.
I like horror movies.
Not much.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Not much. Like old school. You don't like the new shit as much, I don't think.
Yeah, I suppose new horror movies aren't really my jam as much. Every once in a while, I like.
If you have Hulu, get Hulu and watch this fucking movie. It's really good. You have to watch this. What else? The Continental.
Okay,
I know
haven't watched it yet.
You haven't watched it yet? I watched all 3 episodes. Only 3 episodes?
Yes.
Good. My suggestion is pay attention to the intro video that they have. Like the intro credits. Opening credits. Pay attention to them because they say what's really going on in the show. So pay attention to them. You get hints from out the show. It's really cool to see. Once you pick it up, like, oh, I saw that. I saw that in the intro credits. There you go.
Hold on. Have we done an episode since John Wick 4?
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, we have.
Are you sure?
We have. John Wick 4 was epic as fuck. 3.5 hours of fucking epicness.
But was it in our last episode?
Yes, it was. It was. It was in May. When did John Wick 4 come out?
So we
might have said something about it. I just bought it on Blu-ray, so I'm ready to watch it again. But
it's great.
It's a great fucking show. And to do a little show of a prequel from the 70s of the Continental, outstanding. Must watch. a little bit of wrestling TV shows, actually. Heels season 2 on Stars.
Just got canceled, didn't it?
It did get canceled, but they're gonna pick it up on somewhere. It left with a great fucking cliffhanger at the ending of season 2. It's like you have to have a season 3. It's actually season 2 is a lot better than season 1. Really good wrestling show if you like wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan, The Wrestler on Netflix with Al Snow.
It's called Wrestlers.
Is it Wrestlers?
The Wrestler is a movie with Mickey Rourke.
The Wrestlers is what it's called.
Yes.
With Al Snow for the Ohio Valley Wrestling, OVW. Yeah. Really good. Really,
I watched a little bit of it.
I was surprised how good it was.
I like it.
It's good shit. Other shit I've been watching. Chucky. So we're getting a little horror because it's October, horror theme, episode of Beer Night, episode 23. Chucky, season 3. I just finished episode 2. Chucky's in the White House.
Really?
Yes. It's awesome. I love it. Oh, season 1 and season 2 are fantastic. Dude, I love this franchise. It's just so much fun.
It's very subversive.
You gotta open. Just have fun with it.
Yeah,
Don't be too serious on it.
Suspend disbelief.
Yes, it's so, especially the TV series. It is so awesome. It's literally the best horror thing I've seen in a long time. It's really good. It's really fun. It's really graphic too. I love the killings and they say fuck too on it. It's great because it's USA. They say fuck every.
Of course,
every
it's
now
Chucky.
It's Chucky.
It's always said fuck.
Yes. So I'm loving that. Another great horror movie, Winnie the Pooh. Blood and Honey. You hear about this?
This is when the segment officially jumps the shark.
No, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. So Winnie the Pooh, what is it? Their domain or whatever, the rights to it. It wasn't there, so someone picked it up and made Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, a movie. It's actually not bad. I like it.
So something actually not bad made it into our segment of
not
good
bad
things
and
that
good.
we're watching.
I'm good. I love it a lot. It's a fun watch. I like it. I think it's on HBO Max. Is where I watched it from.
Or now just
Max. Sorry, Max. My bad. It's Max now with Discovery, whatever bullshit they're doing. The Conjuring universe. So I rewatched all of the Conjuring stuff. Universe. Yes, it's got its own universe. Conjuring, Annabelle, The Nun. I rewatched all that to get ahead of the Nun 2 that just came out.
Yeah, because we gotta get all caught up for the Nun 2.
Nun 2. Yeah. I really like the Conjuring 1 and 2.
Yeah.
It's good. Annabelle, the first one is okay. The second one is really good. I think it's Annabelle Creation is really good. I like that one a lot. And then the third one is
Third one?
Yeah, there's a third one. Jesus. It's meh. It's not okay. It's right there. The Nun one I really like because it's shot on location and it's just creepy as fuck. It just feels so creepy and eerie because it's on location. There's no really. I'm pretty sure there's some green screen stuff, but it's on location. It's really cool.
Why do you keep saying that? A lot of movies are shot on location.
They are. No. A lot of them are now green screen and those other screens that they have now.
No, green screens are for CGI. They're not for simulating locations.
They do a lot of that now.
No,
especially
they simulate locations with sound stages. They shoot movies in foreign countries and shit all the time on location.
Which I like. I like when they do that. So the Nun 1 was good. The Nun 2 I saw in theaters. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's not as good as the Nun 1. So I'm weary on Nun 2. Nun 2 is okay. But the Conjuring 1, 2, and the third one that just came out, The Devil Made Me Do It or something like that, I really loved. Love the Conjuring universe. Make sure you guys rewatch that stuff. Universe. It's a whole universe, like the Marvel universe.
Yes, like the Marvel universe.
Marvel universe.
Yes.
Speaking Marvel universe. Did you watch Secret Invasion?
I sure did.
Did you like it?
I did. Yes.
I kind of did, and I kind of didn't. I'm more of above I like it than don't, but there's some parts I didn't like it. It's
There's nothing really about it that I didn't like.
It didn't.
The only thing that I would hope that I would have wanted out of it would have been that it was bigger.
Yeah.
It was larger scale because it really could have been. The Secret Invasion story can be very large scale. It could be much bigger. There's not. That doesn't really translate into something in the show that I didn't like. There was nothing really they did in the show that I didn't like. Like everything was perfectly fine, and I enjoyed everything that they did. The only thing that I would hope for that could have been different was maybe that it would have been bigger. Yeah. But it's weird, like because there's not really anything in the show that was like, oh, I didn't like that, or I didn't like this, I didn't like that, I didn't like this. Like I liked everything they did. It just could have been bigger and more expansive.
More expansive, yeah.
Longer,
that's kind of what I feel like too. Yeah, could have been a little bit more drawn out, maybe.
Well, because Secret Invasion really kind of could have been something that brought more of the larger characters in.
And I don't know. It wasn't okay. I like the show as it was as pertains to his story and everything with his wife and everything was kind of cool to see.
Well, there's parts of that like are, I wouldn't say I disliked because I still was never like, oh, I don't like this, but it was, I think parts of that were a little harder to swallow when you've been following the Marvel universe, because you're like, the Skrulls have been there the whole time, and it's cool, it is cool, and it's a cool idea on a larger scale. That's why I wish it would have been a little bit bigger. Because otherwise it's kind of like, this is a little hard to swallow. That's why I'm like, that's why I'm like, so your thing that you had a hard time swallowing is him handing the president a gun, like that. That okay, because there's plenty of other stuff that could be much harder to swallow. The only thing to me, the main thing that would have made that show better is just it being bigger and it just incorporating more of the bigger characters, and not just being a Nick Fury story in that.
And then now the chick that gained at the end of the episode gained all the powers.
Which is from the comic books.
Yeah, so she's the most powerful.
It's a Super Skrull. That's from the comics.
Yeah, so she's the most powerful Marvel character now.
No, the Super Skrull.
She's got all the powers of.
That's not really the way it works, though. The Super Skrull, but the Super Skrull is from the comics, and you wouldn't have said the Super Skrull is the most powerful character in the comic universe either. It's not really the way it works. But
I mean, it would be bar the comics, but in this show, it makes it seem like she's the most powerful, right? She's got. Thor's DNA. She's got Captain Marvel's DNA, Captain America's DNA. She's got all the Thor's DNA. She's powerful.
You already said Thor.
Thor, and Thor.
And
she's
more
powerful.
Thor.
She's the most powerful Marvel character now,
according to you.
Yeah.
Not according to anything else. Yeah, you don't know.
What's gonna happen now? She's the most powerful thing out there now.
According to you.
Yeah.
Again, according to you. No, because there's a difference.
She's got all the Marvel DNA.
This doesn't matter. Because there's a difference between having DNA powers and actually having the ability and the wherewithal to use all of them the way the most powerful beings do. Someone like Captain Marvel is much more comfortable using those powers and knows how she's doing it, knows what she's doing, and has much more experience, and has much more combat experience as well. And so someone who just has a mishmash of a bunch of powers isn't necessarily going to be able to beat someone like that. So what you're talking about is like silly nerd conversations that you get on the internet where you're like, whoa, well, someone, if you just gave all the powers to someone, they'd be able to beat Superman, they'd be able to beat anybody. It's like,
everybody's powers.
Well, then you've never actually like followed comic books, because then Amazo would be the most powerful person in the DC universe. That's existed for decades and decades and decades.
Well, he is. He's just an idiot.
But all of a sudden, no. Secret Invasion is the first show to ever breach anything like that, right? It's never happened before. It happened in comics back in like the 60s, but now with Secret Invasion, now we got to question it. It's like, well, like, no, that shit happens in comics all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
You have the Skrulls. That's what the Skrulls do, is they duplicate people's powers and shit. And so the Super Skrull is something from the Fantastic Four universe, in the Marvel universe, and that's something that they took directly from the comics and put in the show. They weren't like, oh, let's make up this shit, and now we're going to make the most powerful character in the Marvel universe because we're going to shoehorn all this stuff in. And now they got everybody's powers. Now we've just ruined everything. It's like, no, that's not what. That's not what it is.
And then now you have Loki.
Mm-hmm.
Loki.
Which I still haven't watched.
You haven't still watched, so I watched both episodes as well.
It's too complicated for Steve.
It's
too complicated.
The time travel, the time fluctuations of everything. It's crazy. It's a little out there.
Sounds right up my alley. I'm excited.
I understand it a little bit here and there, but it's still a little out there. It's actually more intriguing than like She-Hulk and all that other shit. It definitely catches the eye of what's gonna happen next in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is kind of like what is going on in the Marvel Universe. Like, I'm still like what phase are they on? Are they like, what are they doing? Like I think these DC Marvel Disney shows have kind of like failed a little bit.
I think that's the internet talking through you, and that's the haters on the internet talking through you, because I don't really see a single failure other than maybe Secret Invasion. Nothing else.
She-Hulk was a failure to me.
No,
big time failure.
That's nonsense. Yeah. That's bullshit, because that's revisionist history. Because at the time, that's not what you were saying.
No, at the time, yes, this is what I was saying.
No,
I
it's
didn't
not.
like She-Hulk.
Go back and watch the episode.
Go ahead. I didn't like it.
No, that's not true. No. You said you liked the finale. You said you liked
the finale. Yes, finale was fine.
And you said you liked other parts of it as well. But now you're just gonna be like, no, I didn't like any of it. I was all bullshit. It's a total failure.
Yeah.
Again, it's just internet haterade that they all. And by the way, it wasn't anywhere near being unsuccessful. It's just like someone trying to say that a movie that makes a ton of money is unsuccessful because they didn't like it. Doesn't work. It was successful. There were plenty of people that did like it. It wasn't universally panned. As much as the haters like to want to make you believe, it was not universally disliked. There are dudes with small dicks that didn't like it. We already covered them, if you remember. And there are also people who didn't like parts of it. Yeah. That's fine. And then there are people that liked some parts of it, and there are also like people that liked all of it. And so acting like it's a complete failure is total revisionist history.
As long as
it's just a load of shit.
If it leads to something, then okay, I could see it. If it leads to something, right now it hasn't led to anything.
But even the fact that Daredevil came back in it was a huge fan favorite, and it was a big deal at the time. But revisionist history would have you believe that it was just all a bunch of shit, and it was a total failure, and blah 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 blah.
So
but none of that's
what is Marvel,
really true.
What is Marvel doing right now? Are we going on the Kang thing, the Kang Dynasty?
Yes.
That's what we are on right now.
Yes, so you're acting like the writer and actor strike doesn't exist, and you're like, well, what are they doing? I want to know now.
Well, no, it's the writer thing. Everything's happening right now. I think it's over with anyway. I think everyone got what they wanted. I believe so.
Well, they haven't. If that's true, they still haven't gone back to work yet.
Yeah, they haven't gone back to work, but I think everything's getting there.
They might be still negotiating it.
Yeah. But like, to me, those movies from the movie 1, Iron Man to Endgame was what, 26 movies, 28 movies, whatever. How many movies it was?
23, 24.
24. Flawless. And then when they went to the route where they went to Eternals, and then Shang-Chi, which we haven't really seen pan out on anything.
Whoa,
even though the
hold
Eternals.
on, but hold on.
And then
hold on.
hold on, no. The Disney shows.
No, I want to address that part. What you said though.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it pan out because it hasn't gotten there yet. You're acting like it's gone, like it failed, and it didn't. Shang-Chi was gigantically successful.
It was successful, but what do we have? What have we seen lately? It's all been these.
It's because
these
it hasn't
shows.
gotten there yet lately. You could have said the same thing.
I think what
you
from
could have said
the
same
movies,
thing in Phase 1 and Phase 2.
Well, from the movies, no, we had Iron Man, Captain America.
Shang-Chi came out 2 years ago, bro.
No way. It came out 2019 or 2018. I'll look it up right now.
Yes, look it up right now.
It came out way before the pandemic.
Pause. It came out way before the pandemic.
Yes.
Remember that statement. Remember it. You know what the first Marvel movie that came out in the pandemic was?
What?
Black Widow. You know what the second one was?
What?
Eternals. You know what the third one was?
What?
Shang-Chi.
I'm trying to, type while I'm drunk here. Keep going.
Anyway, so the point is it hasn't built to a whole lot yet, but it's getting there.
All right, 2021, Shang-Chi.
So 2018, 2019?
2021.
2021.
Yeah.
When did the pandemic start, remind me?
2020.
Oh.
So no one really watched Shang-Chi.
Yeah, no one watched it at all.
No, not really.
It didn't make any money. No, it wasn't successful
during
at
the
all.
pandemic.
Yeah, nobody saw it.
No.
Yeah, it was just a giant failure. Revisionist history would have you believe it was a giant failure.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big deal at all. No, it made zero money. It's not going anywhere.
No.
It's internet hater rate. Oh, we are.
I guess. I don't know. well, I guess we'll see when. I don't know.
We will see where it goes with the Kang Dynasty. It could end up being good. It could end up being bad. It could end up being great. Whatever. But let's not do this revisionist history. We're going to be like, it's all a failure. Ah!
I don't know.
All of a sudden, I hate everything Marvel does.
Are
Bullshit.
you superheroed out though, or no?
No,
you're not.
No. I just watched Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Right.
I like Blue Beetle. It was a really good movie.
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
But the flip side to that is for example, the trailer to the second Aquaman, right?
Yeah.
Does that look good to you?
Not really, actually.
No, me either.
I don't like it. Yeah.
But you know what? Good. You know what the reason it doesn't?
Why?
Is because ever since the second Black Panther movie, with Namor and everything that they did with Atlantis, I was like, okay, this resonates with me. And now every time and then it made me think of the original Aquaman and how cartoonish it was, and then the trailers for the new one just reminded me of that.
Yeah.
And I really loved speaking of later Marvel stuff, I really loved what they did with Namor and Atlantis and the whole underwater city. It looked tangible. It looked real.
It looked better. It looked real.
It looked like you were in the ocean, underwater in the ocean. The Aquaman shit looks like a cartoon.
Yeah.
It does. It doesn't look. It just looks so. It just looks CG. It just looks CG, and it's just like I can't get excited about it. Like some of the stuff in the Aquaman trailer, I'm like, this is cool, I guess, because he has to join with Orm to fight Black Manta. I mean, it's kind of cool from a comic book perspective, but the movie itself, I'm kind of like, eh.
Yeah. I mean, DC though, it's in that. DC's in that phase where it's like everything ends. Meaningless. It's meaningless until
Blue Beetle,
Superman All Star or whatever.
Superman
Legacy.
So, and I'm interested to see what James Gunn does with it. And so, by the way, okay, so in everyone's quote unquote supposed new agey Marvel hate, you're all conveniently skipping over Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Volume 3 was good. So their movies have been fantastic. I love the
shows have been great too, other than a few that are like not as great as others, like Secret Invasion and I guess maybe some parts of She-Hulk, but otherwise, what shows have been?
I like the beginning shows, like what was the first one?
WandaVision.
I like WandaVision. What was the next one after
Loki?
Loki's good. There's another one. What was
there? Is Hawkeye was great.
Hawkeye was great.
Yeah.
And then
Ms. Marvel was great.
Yeah, I like Ms. Marvel to extent. Yeah, I did. Because the new Marvels are coming.
The Marvels,
well,
yeah.
The Marvels.
I'm excited
are
for that too.
I'm excited for that.
So
yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like because She-Hulk didn't like tickle everybody's fucking pickle, or because Secret Invasion was a slight disappointment. I'm not gonna be like, oh, the sky is falling. The Eternals. Oh no, the Eternals. Oh, the sky is falling.
You know what I see online a lot about the Eternals, like after the Eternals, like how that movie ended. Like, why is nobody talking about there's a giant celestial in the fucking ocean? Like, after everything after the Eternals, like, why is nobody talking about that? There's a giant celestial just chilling in the ocean. No one's saying a thing.
Well, because nobody knew about it.
Well, it's fucking just sitting there after the Eternals.
Well, but nobody knew about it.
What do you mean nobody knew about it?
It wasn't like, how did nobody knew it was there?
Who misses a giant celestial in the ocean? Who misses that? Who doesn't see it?
We don't live underneath the ocean.
It's above the ocean. It's above it.
It was momentarily. Yeah. It's not permanently.
How do you know that?
I saw the movie.
The movie.
How do I know that?
It's sitting above the ocean in the movie at the end
for a brief period of time, and
it doesn't go under. No, it doesn't.
It does?
I don't think so.
Pretty sure it does. I'll have to rewatch Eternals and see what happens at the end of it. But this is like nitpicking. We're talking about a fucking celestial, okay?
Just chilling above the ocean, and no one wants to talk about it.
But why are we nitpicking reality? We're talking about a celestial, a space being that is earthbound, that houses an infinity stone. But we're going to be like, oh, but wait a minute. How come
nobody knows? Who the fuck is this giant statue in the ocean? Who the fuck is that?
But you're questioning that realism, but the rest of the realism, you're going to suspend all your disbelief. What the fuck? This is nonsense. Like, why?
I'm just telling you what I've seen on the internet about what people say.
That's why the internet is stupid, because it's comic book fantasy. Yeah. It's comic book fantasy. It's like, okay, so here's a good one. Do you remember? We're gonna go deep into the handbook here. You remember way back when The Matrix Reloaded came out?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember there was a certain guy that we were in a band with at the time who played drums?
Okay, yes.
And so we were like geeking out about the fight with Smith.
Yeah, the big fight. Yeah,
the Burly Brawl, they called it. And so he was like, you know what I didn't like about that scene? Is Neo flew away at the end. So how come he didn't fly away at the beginning?
Well, yeah. How come?
Because it's a fucking action movie. And in action movies, they have fight scenes. That's what happens. So the rest of that movie, all kinds of fantastical shit happens, but that's the part where you're not going to suspend your disbelief. You're going to be like, oh, instead of having this awesome-ass fight scene, just fly away at the beginning.
Yeah.
We don't need to see that. Just fly away. No. It's a fucking comic book movie. It's a comic. But
it's real to me, damn it.
There's a celestial on Earth. What's a celestial? I don't know. It's a comic book character. Why are we sitting here acting like it needs to be realistic? And be like, how come no one noticed it? Because it's a fucking comic book. And that's what happens. Is shit. There's just fucking fantasy stuff that's like, oh, okay, I guess we go along with this. In Blue Beetle, are you questioning, how come nobody realized that this fucking scarab gives somebody magical powers to make them superior to everybody else? And, like, it's just hiding. I don't know. It's like Susan Sarandon's the only one on the planet looking for it. Because somehow she knows more than everybody else. Because it's a fucking comic book. No one cares. You are just there for the ride. It's a roller coaster. You're not worried about how you got up the lift hill. You're just worried about how you go down.
It's my Marvel, and I want it the way I want it. Well, let's get off our Marvel soapbox here and, watch Loki. It's pretty good. I like it so far.
It's Loki good.
Loki's good. Loki's 2 episodes in is pretty good. What else have you been watching lately? Anything else?
So I
said my piece already.
So I've been watching Ahsoka. Which is great.
I watched Ahsoka.
So from
I finished it.
So from one nerd medium Marvel to another Star Wars, which
Jinx by Miyako.
We complain about the fanboys from Marvel bitching about realism with a Celestial, but then people like bellyache about Star Wars all the time, and I've always been like, what's wrong with the prequels? I thought they were fun. Whatever, fuck off. Ahsoka's great. I think it's been really well done so far. I love the tone. I love the actors. I just love everything about it. Has just been like, it's just cool. Like it's just cool. The action scenes are great.
Yeah.
And to me it adds a lot to the Star Wars universe that was needed. Mm-hmm. Much like Andor added a lot that was needed. It added a lot of depth and kind of like feel to it. It wasn't all about the Skywalkers and the Jedi.
Which the Anakin Skywalker scene in that.
Well, in Ahsoka, yes. We're talking about Andor for a second. But yeah, so Ahsoka, the Anakin episode was awesome. Like, it was great. And just like the stuff from the Clone Wars and like what I really liked about it is you weren't quite sure what was memory and what was fantasy.
That's true.
Because I really liked that aspect. Was this how Anakin actually was, or is she getting some like skewed dream-like reality of him?
So we didn't watch Star Wars Rebels or Star Wars, was it Clone Wars, the animated series. Mm-hmm. I highly recommend watching those before maybe you watch Ahsoka if you want. Maybe you get a better
particularly Rebels.
Yeah, Rebels particularly, because from what I've heard online, that this is essentially like season 5 of fucking Rebels, pretty much.
It's a continuation of Rebels.
Rebels.
And I mean, even in the
I didn't watch it.
But even in the home planet of Sabine, you see they have a mural of the animated version of Rebels. Like it's the actual animated characters from the series, like as a mural. So Dave Filoni is clearly paying homage to his own show.
So I'm gonna give a quick shout out to the Screen Crush, which definitely helped out. Like I watch that usually after every episode, kind of get some Easter eggs that maybe I've missed, or some cool like a little Rebel storyline that I maybe missed in the show, which is kind of nice. I kind of like that little YouTube series that I watch. It's a good refresher on what previously happened in Rebels, to like some cool Easter eggs maybe I've missed. So I like watching that. That's pretty cool. So Screen Crush, make sure you guys check that out. But yeah, I recommend watching those. We didn't do it, but still, even if you didn't do it, Ahsoka is still really good. I don't think you have to essentially do it, but to get the backstory maybe of what's going on,
and you're going to understand.
It helps a little bit.
You're going to understand all the Easter eggs, all the references.
If you don't want to watch what the Easter eggs are, which I did, I kind of missed a lot of things, in that Screen Crush guy that does that is really good at catching shit. So, what else have you been watching?
What about Twisted Metal?
Oh, I finished the series. It's fucking fantastic. I love that fucking show.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Did you finish it or no?
No.
Okay.
Almost
there.
But my only complaint
What's your play?
Is there's so many stretches where I don't know if this is a complaint really, because I also understand
it's a Twisted Metal TV show. What do you got to complain about? Sorry,
says the guy that's like, how come no one noticed a Celestial in the middle of the ocean? Huh? It's a fucking Celestial, you dumbass. So, it's not really a complaint, because I understand the need to kind of fill in the gaps of something like Twisted Metal. But also, I feel like there's times when it just kind of gets away from the spirit of Twisted Metal.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't really... There's so many instances where I feel like it needs to be more Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
It needs a little bit more.
A little more driving, chaotic, a little bit.
So like when they had the big fight in the amusement park, right?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this feels like Twisted Metal now. Like, it feels like it. Now they don't have to do that all the time, because obviously you have to have story and character development.
You got a little bit.
You got to fill in all that stuff.
You got to fill it out a little bit.
And I totally understand that, and I still really like the show. I still really enjoy it. There's just times when I'm watching it, I'm like, this is just a show. It's not really Twisted Metal. Like, it's just a show.
Wait till you get to the end, though.
Sure.
It's you'll get your driving fix at the end of the series. It's really good. I like it a lot.
And I like what they've done with Sweet Tooth. Has done really well. He's really funny.
You know who's playing Sweet Tooth?
Will Arnett.
Huh?
Will Arnett.
But the actor actually physically
the body.
You know?
I forget it.
Samoa Joe.
It's Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I recognize his moves.
Yeah. There you go. That's pretty cool.
Anyway.
Anything else?
So
did you catch anything on the plane on the way to Munich?
I
don't know.
Nothing really worth talking about. I watched. What did I watch? Shit, on the plane. I watched. What did I watch?
You forget. It's like such a.
I watched
flight.
Hypnotic, which is a really terrible movie.
Yeah.
With Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
It's Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, it's on. What? It's on a what? Peacock or something like that.
Something like that. It's not good. It's not good.
No,
it's not good.
I think I downloaded it. But
it's not really Affleck's fault. He's fine in it, but the it's just the story is very.
It's not very good.
Like it's a good concept.
Yeah.
It's just the way it's executed, and there's this big long exposition at the end that kind of just explains everything to you. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? This is stupid.
Yeah.
It's not good. I watched The Battle of the Sexes. Asteroid City. I watched Asteroid City. Yeah, the new Wes Anderson movie. And Battle of the Sexes. That's what I watched on the plane. Nothing really too worth talking about here.
Really?
So good movies though. Battle of the Sexes and Asteroid City are both good movies. I recommend watching them. So,
Cool.
Not amazing, but they're good.
I did watch Oppenheimer finally in theaters. It came to my town.
Well, that's old news. I guess we haven't done an episode.
We haven't done it in May. We did our little fucking drafting of summer movies, and we did do that.
Oppenheimer's good.
Oppenheimer was good. I watched The Exorcist Believer.
And your fucking shitty horror
Not. You know, I rewatched the original Exorcist. You know, it's not. You know, I can see why people were fucking scared of that movie in the 70s. I can see why. It doesn't hold up as much as today as it would. And then The Exorcist Believer, the new one, it's supposed to be like a trilogy. I guess they're supposed to make another one. It's okay. It's not scary at all. There's no like jump scares. There's no like, oh my god, what is going on?
I have a very
here?
important question.
Yes.
Because maybe I'm out of touch. But
Okay.
Do people really give a shit about The Exorcist being rebooted into a new trilogy?
I don't know if people do or not.
Why are we even talking about it? Like, who cares?
I don't know if people do or not. So everyone loves the original.
Yeah, sure.
Everyone loves it.
That's fine.
It's a good movie.
It is good.
It's good, but it doesn't. I guess maybe it's my age. It
well,
doesn't scare me.
This movie came out and like I'm like, there's a new Exorcist movie. Like there's been no hype, nothing. Like I don't think anybody really cares. Here's something interesting.
What's interesting?
I watched My Adventures with Superman.
Yes.
The Adult Swim show.
Ooh.
And I will say it's really good.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's actually very funny. There's some good comedy elements in it. There's some good action in it. Yeah. It's got kind of a lot there. There's a lot to appeal to a lot of people. Dare I say it's much better than the CW show.
Superman and Lois.
And I actually like the CW show. For a CW show. It's better than most.
Mm-hmm.
It's just still a CW show. So, along with that comes certain, things that you have to accept. But My Adventures with Superman is actually fun. Like the characters are fun. It's the humor is good, and like I said, the action is good. Stuff like that. I think. I know there's more, but
But I think we've gone long. I don't know if we have or not, honestly.
Probably.
I lost track of time.
Oh, yeah. See that? It says
what does it say?
47 minutes, 38, 39, 40 seconds.
So I think that wraps up movies and TV shows. Thank you for watching episode 23 of Beer Night. We have one more segment left, video games. Usually it's the best segment that we got. Usually the last one. It's funny, I guess. I don't know. We're all
I don't know either.
We're all drunk as fuck at the end of this episode. So, thank you for watching the TV shows. And, did I say that again?
Easier for you to say. Thank you for
watching episode 23 of Beer Night. We got one more segment for you on this episode, so please stick around. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up. We'll see you around in a sec.